Good evening everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to the Bristol Channel. You join me tonight on a pleasure session. I know all my sessions are pleasurable, is that a word? But this one is just a couple hours after work. I've stuck my hand in the freezer, I've pulled out some mackerel, I've got some frozen blacks, and we're here, we're gonna give it a go. As you know by now, I've got the effort, we've got some fishing rods, I've got some reels, I've got a seat box, but more importantly, I've brought you with me, sat there looking at me now. My name's Wayne, this is winter fishing in the Bristol Channel, just a couple hours after work, and hopefully I can get into a few fish for you. Thanks everyone, thanks for joining me. As you know by now, it's an absolute privilege to be out fishing for you. Cheers! So this evening you join me local to where I live on the mighty Bristol Channel. I brought you out here before and we've got a chance. As you know by now, the Bristol Channel has a massive tide range. Today is 12.3 metres where I am, and that's a decent sized tide. Believe it or not, that's not the biggest, and it's definitely not the smallest. This evening's session is a little bit of a thrown together sort of thing. Probably like a lot of you, I was working today. I was actually editing films because that's what I do. I don't just go out fishing and these videos are done. It takes me a lot of time, so I've edited 3 videos in the last 2 days, and I thought, do you know what, I'll go in the freezer. Probably like a lot of you, I haven't really got time to get to a tackle shop in the week. I live half an hour away from my nearest tackle shop, so I've grabbed some frozen baits and here we are. But what I'm going to do is show you how I bait up a joey mackerel. It's pretty standard stuff, but it's only standard and easy if you know. That's where I come in. Firstly, I'm going to show you my rig. So I have got a 6-ounce gripper to a splashdown, a 120-pound rig body, to a bead, a pulley bead, a bead, to a 90-pound hook length, to a 4-0 circle held with my tubing, we know all about that now, for resistance, to a 4-0 Aberdeen. Yes, and I've just put the circle straight on my finger. Those hooks are quite small for fish baits, but these joeys are perfect. They are actually proper joeys. As I'm fishing for thornbacks, I'm not overly worried about having 8-0 hooks hanging out of it. So for me, I can get away with 4-0s with a circle, as it presents really well, and as you'll see in a minute, these baits aren't massive, look, but they're very good. As I mentioned already, thornbacks absolutely love joey mackerel. As you can imagine, I'm at the top of the Bristol Channel. They never get mackerel up here, only with people like us putting them in. The water's too coloured, and you don't really get mackerel past, sort of, if you're very lucky, just by Bosington, where the English Channel turns into the Bristol Channel. So fish up here have never really seen mackerel, and as you know by now, it's a nice oily fish and it works a treat. The one trouble is, dogfish absolutely love it, and so do conger eels. We like congers on this channel, and you guys, I know a lot of you like when I catch conger eels, it's good fun. But you can get plagued by really small ones and green eels, and it can be a right pain in the backside. But we've got a chance of a big fish. I don't really need to put much elastic on. The bait's still frozen. It's -3 again tonight. It's bloody lovely though. There's not a cloud in the sky. I've seen about 5 meteors and the moon's up. If I was fishing the south coast, I wouldn't really be fishing at night with that full moon. It's just my opinion, I absolutely hate it and I think it kills the fishing. But up here in the Bristol Channel, the fish cannot see about 3 mil in front of their head. Because the tide doesn't settle, it's murky, it's sandy, as you know by now, it looks like hot chocolate. so the full moon doesn't really affect it. So there you go, enough talking, let's get on with the fishing. I've got a joey mackerel held on, as you can see, to my 4-0. See what I mean? Sticks right out now to my 4-0 circle, to my hook length on my short pulley. It's about, I haven't measured it, I'm not match fishing, it's probably 5 foot all in. Nice and short to keep the baits tight to the bottom with my 6-ounce gripper. I just thought I'd show you my rods. Obviously you can see them. These are the Tronics Pro competition naggers. Seeing a pattern going on here? Voila! Now I'm using them in the Bristol Channel. So as you know by now, I work for Tronics, but I don't like to push the stuff on the internet or on my YouTube channel. Not very much, but people ask me questions. So as you can see, I'm very happy with them. We've used them on Chesil. I'm now using them on the Bristol Channel, which I've used before, and we've caught some lovely fish. Tomorrow I'm using them on Brighton. The only reason I don't take them to Norway is because I don't want them to get damaged. And I've got my Blaze 4s, which I've been using since they come out, probably maybe 2-3 years now, and they don't look that pretty, but they're still perfect, but they've been bumped around. So I just like to leave them in Norway because, as I've said to you before, they don't really look after our kit, and I don't think they really like us. The people do. I just think at the airport they hate us for whatever reason. But anyway, I'll get out of your way. But yeah, it's a little bit quiet as expected. Welcome back. Welcome back everyone. I've only been fishing about an hour. I've just been along talking to a chap just along from me called Owen. So hello Owen. Lovely guy, watches my channel, catches some nice fish around this area. He's just telling me about a world record he caught. But yeah, if it weren't for Owen, I'd have had to have gone back to the van earlier because I forgot my little bag with all my bait elastic. So big shout to you Owen, cheers mate. I got some elastic from him and we've been along there chatting. I've been watching the rods, but from afar, and Owen's just caught a thornback ray, which I went down and got for him. So there's a few fish on him. He's had another bite. Yeah, I was just walking along. I've seen I had a little pull down. Welcome back everyone. So I had a slack line, but I missed it. It was on black lug, so there you go. So on that one, I've got 5 frozen blacks ready to go on my 5-foot pulley. Let's get it out there. There's not much tide. I'm not sure if you can see, but we've got a little bit of tide pool now. Not much, but it's just started to ebb out, and now is definitely the time where I need to fish hard for an hour, hour and a quarter. That's all I've got now, but changing baits every 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, and hopefully I will be rewarded with a nice fish. Hopefully I can get a thornback ray on the mackerel, and you never know, I might get a fat Bristol Channel cod on 5. I mean 5, I say again, 5 frozen blacks. Don't know why I said it 3 times. I'm going mad. Spending too much time on my own talking to you guys. No one understands. Help. Well, as you can see, we've got some tide now. I know we've gone over it loads, but what I mean by tide, we've got the tide pool in front of us, and that's why my rods are nice and bent in the tide. So any fish that's gone up the channel on the flood, hopefully it's got to come back down past me on the ebb. But now's probably the best time. I know I've said it before, the first cast and the last cast, that is still a thing, but as the tide turns it pulls like a train for half an hour, and normally we can get a nice run of fish drop back through. But I'm going to keep fishing. If I get any bites, you know by now, I'll bring you back. I'm going to get some baiting up done, get a rig ready, and if we get into a fish, I won't let you miss out on the action. I'll clip another bait on, get it out there, and see if we can get a few more fish for you. Sounds good, doesn't it? Right, but I might blank. But that's fishing. It's been lovely. I've enjoyed myself. Thanks for watching. I'll keep fishing. Cheers everyone. I don't believe in God. Just thought I'd tell you that. I was going to pray then. No, I wouldn't. That is the first blank of the year. Right there. Here. That's us. That's the monkey off the back. We're done with that. That's blanking. Well, that's it. Obviously, it's a couple hours after work and I blanked. I fished really hard. There's a big fire over there. Hope it's not my van. That could just finish it off. But look, I've packed up. I'm going to put the camera kit away, get in my van, drive 3 hours and 21 minutes to Brighton to catch a few place. But firstly, I've got to get there. And then I've got to get to Jem's house, park on her drive, have a little sleep in my van, get up and get into a few places for us. Firstly, for me, because I love fishing, but for us, hopefully I can get a nice video. Steve Perry's coming, Stu Jones and the lovely Jem Stapleton will all hopefully be on camera tomorrow with us and make a corking video where hopefully we can catch you some beautiful spring place. Is it spring? Kind of, almost. Winter place off Brighton Beach. Thanks everyone, sorry it's shit. This is Real Fishing by Wayne Hand on the Bristol Channel. What more can I say? Cheers everyone and see ya on Brighton Beach.